Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, before Jesus was even a gleam in his mother's eye, before Lucius Apuleius had been born, before Julius Caesar, before Caesar Augustus, possibly before Ulysses had had his adventures, a gentleman's concubine ran back to her father. And after a while the gentleman realised that he missed this woman. So he went to his father's house and, to use the language that I first saw, he spake her fair. And he won her over. And after a while they travelled back from the father's house to his home, or towards his home. However, the father was a hospitable sort of chap and kept saying, "Oh no, please don't go, please don't go." And, stay another day and stay another day. And so on the day that they eventually did go, it was getting very, very late. And they wound up in a town which belonged, strange to tell, to the Israelites of the tribe of Benjamin. They went to sleep in the square. An old gentleman came along and he said, "You can't sleep here." He said, "It's not right." He said, "Come to my house." So they went to his house. And after he'd been there a while, there was a knocking on the door. And a bunch of young ruffians were calling out, "Oi! Bring this man out here. We want to fuck him." And the master of the house said, he went to the door and said, "Please do not do this dreadful, dreadful thing." He said, "Take my daughter. Take his concubine." So they put out the concubine. And apparently everybody just went to sleep after that, apart from the poor concubine and the chaps outside. And in the morning, the gentleman went to the door, and his concubine was lying there. And he more or less said, "Come on, girl, let's go." And he noticed that she wasn't moving. And he looked a bit more closely, and he noticed that she was dead. He looked a bit more closely still, and he noticed that every inch of her body was covered in, well, what can I say, evidence of the abuse that she'd suffered. So he took her body and he cut it into 12 pieces and sent each of those 12 pieces to the heads of the tribes of Israel. Now, I bet you don't believe that's a Bible story. And that punchline is a punchline I never did get to deliver to the person I first told this story to, because I got arrested. Well, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I didn't get arrested straight away. But as a result of that, telling that story, I did get arrested. I told it to a young woman. And the reason I told it to her was because she was working in the field of art. And I raised the subject of the Bible. And she said, "I never read the Bible." And it was quite clear that one wasn't going to go any further forward. And now, I hadn't read the Bible as a young man, and I remember going to art galleries, and I'd see decapitated heads all over the place. I don't know why, but the Bible, or at least the art that was inspired by the Bible, seemed to sort of thrive on decapitated heads. I mean, I recognised David with the head of Goliath, but who was this Judith and with the head of Holofernes? And I don't know if I did recognise, was it Salome with the head of John the Baptist? But anyway, there were all these works of art that had been inspired by the Bible. And I thought, here's someone here telling me she doesn't want any truck with the Bible, and she works in art. This can't be. I know, I'll tell her that story that I came across in the Bible, and then I'll say, "I bet you don't believe that's a Bible story." It's been a lot of trouble, that one, actually. So there we go. That's an interesting Bible story. And if you want to read it for yourself, you'll find it in the book of Judges. You'll find it in the book of Judges, chapter 19. And if you think that's a bit fucked up, which it is, you read chapter 20. That's pretty fucked up too. Here, because I just read the Bible, so I can do this. Here, brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, here endeth the lesson.